I don't know if I'm live yet because that's how YouTube works. They just say you're live even when you're not quite live. Oh my gosh, hold on. Oh, there we go. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm doing cozy drawings. This one's gonna be a fireplace. Let me zoom out so you can see it. Advadelo. It has been snowing like crazy here where I am. And so I've been out in the snow, cleaning off the car, moving it to a clear spot, dealing with all the snowy sidewalks. Our city seems to, this is our first year in this city, but they seem to have taken care of everything pretty well. I feel like all the sidewalks and stuff are pretty well taken care of. I thought I would do a little fireplace, try to warm up. Sometimes instead of doing the whole, I say sometimes, mostly instead of doing the whole thing for a pattern, I just will go through and do a couple of bricks here, a couple of bricks there. It's a trick I learned from old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. There's a name for it, but I always get it wrong. So I don't want to say, it's like a specific style. But I always say the style and then I go and look it up later and I've misquoted the name of it. So I've stopped saying the style. It's was it Saturday night? So I know everybody's out partying. That's what everyone does, right? Oh my gosh. I cannot find my pencil sharpener and I feel foolish. Here we go. And do a little orange, red, and yellow. That's the colors of fire. And you can look it up. It tells you which one's the cooler color and which one's the, if you feel really like you want accuracy. Oh yeah, thanks. It's getting there. And I don't remember. I feel like it's red on the outside. I'm not going to look it up because I don't think it makes a huge difference. Realism isn't necessarily what one is going for in this kind of a thing. But I guess if we go by light, right? So you have red, orange, and then yellow. Goes from lower to higher energy. So it's probably that. You can just use the rainbow. Oh, that's cool, Cold Osborne. Thank you, Stephen Bano. I have seen some people do that. We used to do this in school where you would use two colors and you would usually choose a complementary color. So like yellow and purple, blue and orange, or green and red. And you would make a drawing just from those two colors. And like very similar to doing it with a grayscale. And yeah, so you can mix them and do all that. So I haven't seen it on video, but I've had to do it for like exercises in school and stuff. This is only my second or maybe third time using these colored pencils, so I'm still learning how to work with these guys, but I like them a lot. You can really get down like a light color and they continue to mix even after they're on the paper, which is really great. Yeah, so I just thought I would do cozy, quiet stream today. I am feeling a little bit under the weather, but you know, sometimes it's better to keep going instead of trying to do too much resting, drive you a little mad. Do a little brown in here. So now I guess we'll have to do the logs are going to be an in between a brown and a black, right? Because a lot of them are going to be burned. Oh, and like really bright. I just had a memory. They go like gray, and also in parts they'll be like really bright glowing orange underneath like an ashy um like an ashy charcoaly coat and like cracks. I grew up, we had a house that had a fireplace in one of the houses I lived in. I lived in a handful of houses when I was growing up. I think a lot of people did. Um, the house that had a fireplace, and I loved that fireplace. I would sit in front of it forever. This is before I had a Nintendo. That house burned down, which is ironic, funny, neither, something like that. But yeah, I used to really love sitting in front of that fireplace, just watching the fire burn. It was warm too, so that's always a benefit. But then the house I spent most of my time growing up in, that had an outdoor fireplace. And so I learned how to build fires like that. Oh, I do have my crowns today, yeah. Oh, thank you, imposter. Yeah, imposter and Vodlol. Thanks. Yeah, I had a few days off for Christmas and a few days off for travel. But I hope them should be back to streaming every day except for um, Sunday, Mondays. I try to take off, although I don't usually, but I try to. But I think I'll probably be streaming tomorrow and take Monday off this week, depending on how I feel. Because I am a little bit under the weather, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, now let's do, let's see how these crayons and, um, oh, let's find a floor. So we'll make that the floor of this. We'll do, actually the floor is probably like here. So then this will be the back wall. And we'll just give it some up and down so we know it's the wall. Some up and down strokes. Sometimes like that's all it takes. It's like a trick of the artist. Okay. And I should have brick red. Is this it? No, that's scarlet. This is not going to be it either. Oh, it's this. Nope, that's just regular red. And this one. Maroon. It's going to be this one. Now that I've done. Nope, razzmatazz. Okay, okay. There's a couple more. Brick red. Here we go. Fifth time's the charm. We'll get some brick red down and see how this brick looks. I don't think we ever had a brick fireplace, but I don't know. It's hard to remember. And then I've lived with places with fireplaces since then, but we didn't really use them. I feel like in modern, I've only lived one place where we heated the house with a wood burning stove. And that was nice. Oh, and we had a fire. We went up to the cabin and we lit a fire. We have a friend who has a family cabin. And sometimes we can stay there if we're nice. Okay. I think the crayon texture looks good as brick. Oh, make it flat. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I thought this would be cozy. I went and had a tea earlier, got an espresso before that. Feeling pretty cozy. You got the trains going in the background. Oh, I saw the Polar Express. So our town has an old steam-powered train. I think it's been converted to electric because I saw a generator on it today. But it's an old steam-powered train, or it's still probably steam-powered, but it's not coal anymore. Um, and they give really short rides on it, and it's called the Polar Express, and you can get it near the holidays or in winter. And I saw it for the first time. I was sure it moved because it wasn't always in the same spot, but I had never seen it moving, and then I saw it moving today. All right. How's that? Can you guys see the color on that? Add some brown to the brick. So I grew up on Long Island, and lots of bricks, or basically all the bricks on Long Island, are red, or close to red. But then you go other places. I lived a few other places around the country, around the United States, and their bricks are all different colors. And I didn't know. It took me a long time before I realized it's because they're just all made with local clay. And so whatever the local clay colors are, that's what color the bricks are. Unless you're getting imported bricks, which is pretty crazy. And then that got me wondering, like, why are bricks considered red? Like, why is the default brick red? And it must be like one of the early places that was doing a lot of brickwork must have been making red brick. I should look it up. Because, yeah, why are brick red? When I think of fireplaces, I think of a big slate block here in the front. This guy. I don't know, slate. I think we had a lot of blue slate. Or maybe the fireplace that I've had a blue slate block in front of it. I don't know, can slate take a lot of heat? I really have no idea. I've never built a fireplace or looked into it. And then there are always color variations. You know those YouTube channels that talk about how things used to be made? I found one where they build things as if it's colonial time, so 1600s. And one of the things that they were doing was making brick. And I thought that was neat. That was pretty neat. Gosh, I'm a nerd. Which is fine. I like it. All right. I guess this is pretty finished, we can go on to something else. There's like a glow of the fire on everything. All right, let's do, it's a little crooked. I didn't notice until I took a step back. Let's do, sorry, I'm turning off the space heater. It's so hot. Let's do a snowflakes. Hang on, the door's open. Crud. All right, that was my face, my tea. Okay. I was thinking that's the middle. I was thinking about snowflakes. And I didn't really draw a lot for winter, and I had wanted to. You want to divide this into thirds. It's a little much. I feel like it's a very tight thing to figure out, like, this one's still a little, something like that. Okay, do a little, it can be a little off. It's a handmade snowflake, for crying out loud. Oh, that's not hitting the center anymore. I should probably bust out the ruler. Where's that? Here it is. My ruler has all sorts of needy eraser on it. Okay. Let's do a quick and fun snowflake sketch. So I'm going to do a little hexagon in here. I'm going to do like a star here. I've done this center before and I really like it. So I thought, let's do that. The hexagon's a little off, but that's fine. There's all sorts of like interesting centerpieces of snowflakes because like that's kind of still where it's just glomming on and it hasn't really decided what it's going to do. It's just lots of water molecules bumping together and sticking together. And so you can kind of do whatever in the center. But I found doing these like six-pointed stars look nice, and I've seen them in photos. I studied a bunch of photos before I started messing around. Another thing you see lots of is just shards. So you can just do like one of these. And like I guess technically this part should be the same like angle as the bottom of a hexagon, but like it doesn't matter as long as it's close or not even if it's not close. The compass really helpful because you can go, okay, that's how long it is, and you can transfer just that length from one to the other. You won't be able to tell like, oh, it's an inch or whatever, but you don't need to. Something I also saw a lot of is that like one arm and its mirror would be one thing, and then all the other four arms would be something else. And I'm tempted to do that here. I've tried it a bunch and it's never looked good, so let's just keep it regular. We'll move this all six sides the same. So I don't know if you were told like there's no two snowflakes that are exactly alike. I don't know if math actually backs that up. I would love to ask. I guess you would need like a mathematician and maybe a like material scientist who studies like ice formation, or maybe a physicist. I know they sometimes study ice formation, or I guess chemist. I don't think I know enough about who studies ice. I can erase some of these guidelines now. Some of them seem really funny, really far off. Yeah, but like, how many water molecules are even in ice? Because, like, is that the case? There's just so many. Who knows? Who knows? All right. So now you often see, like, and I feel like this is in a lot of popular snowflake depictions. You get these, like, little arms. And I think that's nice. We can do that. And I make them again. I try to make them like the bottom of a hexagon because the way water sticks together, that's why it creates hexagons. And that's why snowflakes are six-sided and all that jazz. So we can use the compass again. I've not done it with the compass this much, but I think it makes sense. And just mark where those arms will start. And if we want, we can mark where those arms will end to make them all very symmetrical. So we go like that. And then I'm not going to get the angles exactly right, but I want them to be like the bottom of a hexagon. So I don't, there's 360 divided by 6, so 60 degrees, if that means anything to you. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. Maybe it's not 60 degrees. Or maybe I'm not trying to make them 60 degrees. Either I'm doing a bad job or my math is wrong, because this does not feel like 60. Or my understanding of the, my understanding of the math. All right. I'm just going to do the next ones a little willy-nilly. I think that's going to look better in the end anyway. Hey, Etta. Welcome. Babette Carolyn. Babette, we had a store, Babette. It's the only time I had really heard the name before. It was we had a local restaurant, and it was run by a woman named Babette. I think I've seen it in old movies too. So I'll do a little scribble to kind of get the shape, desired shape. And then I will kind of outline it. I was thinking about doing all of this, then coloring this in different, like, different colors, you know. Oh, it's Bobette. Oh, I missed it. Okay, let's erase some of these guidelines and really get an idea for what this looks like, because I feel like sometimes these guidelines get in the way. Oh, I like this. I think this came out really nice. It's simple. I think I was making a lot of ones that were much more complicated. I think this is great. We can do a second one after this and see what that looks like. Okay, I'm just going to erase all the scribbles in the middle. We can also ink this and erase all the pencil, but I didn't really use the right pencil for that. So maybe we'll do that on the next one. All right, let's see. Hey, Froggo. Okay, eating toenails. When I think of toenails, basically at all, I think of Real Monsters because they use toenails for currency, and I love that idea. I remember, like, I don't know, I just remember that so vividly. And I recently rewatched the whole episode, the whole TV show, so for some reason I remember it vividly right now is because I just watched it. But even before I rewatched it, I remembered it pretty vividly. We could like just do a little something extra in the center. Nope, that ruined it. Okay. I should have left well enough alone. There we go. Let's do it. Let's color it. Okay, I'm going to stop trying to erase it good. I'm just gonna color it. I'm gonna try something where I do yeah, let's do the bottom left, this light blue, and sort of leave the top right white and see how that looks. Of each individual piece, not just of the whole. So I'm just trying to like imagine what these would look like as crystals and sort of illustrate that in the shading. Just trying to think. Oh, that's so great. Oh, thank you, Fraugo. Dude, that's awesome. 300 bucks in a 3D printer is a solid win. It's amazing. I have thought about getting a 3D printer. There's a lot of cool stuff. I think I, in my experience, for me, I get things like that and I either use them once or I never use them. And so I haven't gotten one yet. Um, yeah, I think I would use one. It's not been in the cards for me. But that's awesome. Do you know what you're gonna print? Do you have any plans? I mean, what is it? Benchy. You have to get it set up and print Benchy, right? That's the standard. I like it. I like this. I was gonna do then like the blue, sharp blue, like even more on the bottom and on the like basically like just like I'm doing now. I guess I'm doing it. It's happening. And like kind of reinforce some of these crystal lines I'm imagining. Oh, I'm holding my breath again. Jeez. I must have said this. I always thought it was like an expression when people talked about holding their breath when they were doing something complicated. But I definitely do it. Yeah, I like it. Oh, nice. That's great. Yeah, pretty big. And it uses that's the standard what is it? PLC, the standard plastic type. All right, this was fun. Let's do a whole nother snowflake. This one will do, well, we'll see. Yeah, let me leave this here for a second. And a little. I was thinking about how things like snowflakes and stuff like that, that like we have an idea of how they look, and then like they actually look a little bit more complicated, a little bit sillier. And I was thinking about how AI will be, because it's already been used. The thing that listen, I don't I don't want to get into the implications of some of this stuff. Like AI definitely stole copyrighted material. And that's just a fact that the courts decided on and I agree with. And all the anyway, I don't want to talk about that. But what I have seen it is people who've used it for like scientific illustrations and science papers. And that feels crazy. And I wonder now that it can be used to do ones like very good photos and stuff, if it's going to be used for that. So the last one we did, the center bar up and down. Let's do it left to right this time. And we also did I can't remember. I'm just trying to divide this into 3. From here to here. Ooh, is 6, almost 6 centimeters. It's from here to here, 6 centimeters. No, it's more. This probably has to move up a little. Oh, what's this one? It's hard to see. We'll do it on the inside. I can't do it. Let's just do it backwards. 24, almost. Just shy of 6. Okay, I think this gets you there then. Six, like right here. Okay, I'm just gonna run it from there. I don't want to get too in the weeds, and I'm totally getting too in the weeds. This is close enough for our little snowflakes. Oh yeah, I'm drawing little snowflakes. Just, I don't know, something cool and cozy. I'm thinking about the different types of snowflakes we could do. So there's these ones where it's like, it's the hexagon in the center and it just kind of like moves out, and then like this hexagon has a hexagon on it and this hexagon. Let's try it out. It kind of looks like a little metal disc, like not a throwing star, but sort of like a throwing star. So I think hexagons are a little hard because I'm not gonna, there's no good and there's no easy way for me to like get them really right, which is fine, but you have to get them right enough so that they look correct. so they feel correct to somebody who's not paying attention. Feet miss. Oh, mistletoes. I like that. Man, okay. Wait, mistletoe is a parasitic plant. It grows, I think part of the reason it's like involved in the winter feasty do is because it seems to like, well, it's green in the winter. And it's green in the winter because it's using another plant's energy against it. So the seeds get deposited by birds on other trees. Yeah, hexagons are hard. It's easier when you can like fold a piece of paper or something, because when you have something in like a piece of paper, right, you can fold it into thirds because you can kind of like roll it and get it just right. And if you can fold something into thirds, you can do hexagons, I think, because they're sixths. But like, oh yeah, it has to be. Oh, half of it is 60, and then it's 120. Each interior angle is 120 degrees. I said it was 60 before, but I was thinking about when you do the triangle, this is 60. Okay. I'm just trying to make them about the same size. Okay, let's get away from these guys as the snowflake premiere shape that we're doing here. We'll stick these out and we'll give it a, these guys can touch, I guess. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, plants are super interesting. One of my favorite places to go as a kid was a local garden. And I learned a lot about plants there. And then we grew a vegetable garden, but I guess I learned stuff there too. This one is short and it's messing everything up. And this one is long. And same problem. I shouldn't redo it. Just keep moving. Okay. I think we should give this guy some volume. I'm going to do one of these spikes I did before. And then it's like two crystals sort of meeting instead of like one big hexagonal sheet. Although I did start this saying I would do one big hexagonal sheet, so really I'm the fool for changing it mid doing the thing. I do that all the time. I like start doing one thing and I make the plan and I'm like, yes, this is the right way to do it. I've thought about it long and hard. And I know from my experience that this is what I should do. And then partway through, I'm like, yeah, forget, I'll do it the other way. And I don't know why I do this to myself. It's not smart. Trust the process. Totally right. Vegetables don't grow, they come from the grocery store. Yeah, I think the mistakes are gonna, like I was saying earlier, is like we talk about snowflakes as they're like, oh, they're the perfect little, but when you look at the photos, like they're all sorts of messed up. So like it's okay for them to be messed up. I think this is already looking pretty cool, actually. I'm happy we trusted the process. Now I don't know what to do next. The main thing would be like a big old hexagon sheet, like type where you go out like this and then come down. I've not done one of these before. Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll do a hexagon sheety guy. I am going to measure this. That's where we'll start the hexagon sheety guy. Just kind of go out and come down. And it'll be like half a hexagon or 2/3 of a hexagon. And then this will bring us back into alignment. Okay, let's sharpen it up. Oh man, there was just some sort of crazy noise outside. I think it's a bird, but it's going, and it just reminded me, like in the winter when I was a kid, you would hear everybody's phone ringing. So I don't know. I think cell phone ringtones are quieter than old school telephone ringtones. Yeah, this must be true because you'd have like grandma who can't hear anything, and she'd have her home phone ringtone turned all the way up. Yeah, we'll do a diamond shape next. Let's do it. Let's do a diamond shape. Oh, should we do a diamond shape here? Actually, that might look really beautiful. Totally not um like it doesn't fit into the traditional, or not traditional, like we're doing a diamond shape here because it looks cool. And like having like a diamond keyhole here is like, I don't know, it's friggin' neat. And it feels Christmassy AF. Yeah, so because house phones, right, had to be heard all throughout the house, their rings would be really loud. And people would put them right next to their door. I don't know why, but that was a really common place to put a house phone, right next to the door. And in the winter, when the air was cool and there was not much else going on because cold air vibrates, transfers sound more, you would just hear it to be the middle of the night and you'd hear somebody's phone ringing, like two, three, four houses down, sometimes further away, like in on a different street. You're like, what? Answer your phone. And now, first of all good people have their cell phones on silent. um, so there's that. But also, like, your cell phone doesn't have to ring that loud. This is gonna be a good one to do the psychedelic colors on. So now I kind of want to do the same ending. Oh no, let's do a hexagon on the end again. This one's hexagon AF. But let's do it. Let's do I'm just going to add another ring here, and that's going to be where the hexagon arms go to. Is that too big? Is too big of a hexagon on the end? Well, that's not a hexagon. Yes, it's too big. We'll bring the arms. We'll bring the hoop in. Hoop and cough. My grandmother was a nurse and a painter. She got me into painting. But she used to tell me stories. She started as an ER nurse, and then she worked as head of delivery, like baby delivery, in OBGYN at, I think it was Queens General Hospital, I'm pretty sure, which is a very busy hospital. But the stories, well, so then she told me about, like, she would always be like, oh, if you hear it like this, that's whooping cough. You can tell that baby doesn't have whooping cough because blah, blah, blah. What compass? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My grandfather, also dementia, was really sad. I took care of him. And he designed military planes. So that's interesting. That's a coincidence. Compass. Huh. North. Okay, now we have a place. Let's put in one of these spikes. And then maybe we'll do like I do these spikes sort of instead of the triangle. I'm still trying to think of that compass. There's in compass. There's the compass, which is like a car. There's the compass rose, which is on a map. It kind of shows north. Compass has the word ass in it. So, like, there's probably a dirty joke there. Oh my god, I'm such a dummy. Yeah, that's great. They're good. I usually, when I'm talking about a compass, this is what I'm talking about also. Ay, 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 ay. All right, all right, all right, all right. So let's, we could do just like another couple of spikes. What does that look like? Nah. We could do like, we don't have to do this spike also. We could do like one of these that has some of these coming off of it. And then like that. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. One of these. Okay, let's give it a go. We'll do it light, so if we really dislike it, we can erase. Whoops. Okay. And then we're thinking little guy, little guy, medium, big. Okay. Medium. Yeah, triangle. I did do a triangle. It's like a connecting triangle. I don't hate it. And then we could even do like an extra little guy up here. Ah, dang. Okay, let's just do it. Yeah. This triangle is good. That's what we did. Let's, you know what? Let me draw just the triangle. No, we just did that. It looks good. I feel bad because, like, they only sort of interact and it's like unclear. Like, these ones are not going to touch and these ones are. So that's all. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to solve those problems. I think the main idea would just be to do slightly smaller guys, little pokies. I'll probably do that. Okay. All right. I'm just doing 3 little lines to figure out where they are, and then I'll outline them. I'm basically not solving the problem. I made them a little bit smaller so that they would interact a little bit less, but I have to remember, I was saying this before, like, the snowflakes, they interact. Oh, cool. No problem, Froggo. Thanks for being here. Oh. Okay. Let's see. So this should be straight up. Okay. Let's see if it's much easier to do these. That should be the center. I try not to turn the paper too much when I'm doing the streams because, like, yeah, it's a smart idea. Smart idea. Inside the inner flake. Yeah, I think there's definitely detail to be had. Like maybe in this area, but also in this area. Well, we have these two guys. We have this. This is separate. But yeah, turning it, definitely the right idea. And it's definitely made it easier. And like, there's some things I was just weirdly doing, like weirdly off. But it's hard sometimes when you're like looking across the page. Oh yeah, much better. Oops. Oh, this is just straight upside down. Yeah. Let me erase. Give it at least a preliminary erase. I'm just going to lean into the fact that they are touching and interact now, and then you can do this top one right across, this one right across, and this one not quite right across, and then you erase, like this one doesn't touch, but the top one, I'm just going to, they touch. I'm not even going to try to stop it. It's too long. Okay. This one I think looks great. Nailed it. This one needs a tiny bit of work. Love it. Love it. Oh yeah, I forgot about these little guys. I think these little guys look great. Next, can you draw something drinking hot cocoa on the classic red chair? Sure. Oh, yeah, we can do that. This particular one, you were seeing the future. That's astounding. Your it wasn't just your inhibition. It was your inhibitions to see the future that were stifled. Stifled is not the right word. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm excited to do the little guy, the little elf on the big chair. Classic red chair. I think I know like a big comfy chair with big comfy arms. This one's really come together after a lot of feeling weird about it. I'm pretty happy. Oh. Yeah, yeah. I was trying to figure out what animal I was going to have drinking hot chocolate, but an elf, that's way better. He's the humaniest of animals. Oh, yeah, it should be like that. Okay, that one's like finished basically. That one too. This one just needs a little bit of extra help. Oh man, I really want to, that's that. I really want to like go through and finish, like actually ink this one. But I think it would need a lot of cleanup before. What direction is this? This, yeah, this, wait. Yeah, I think we need a lot of cleanup before it was ready. And I don't want to have to do all that cleanup on stream. I don't want you guys to see me like that. This is the last one, but I do think this one really came together in the end. And it will look really nice. Oh, pencil fell out. All right, let's do comically. Well, I'm going to do dark outlines and do like at least that part of the cleanup where we like nail down where and what everything is with giving it nice dark lines. Yeah, sometimes the train sounds like an old house phone ringing, and I'm like brought back to my childhood in the woods and hearing like people's phones ringing from streets away. Bow, 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 bow. I grew up in the woods. Not like entirely woods. There were houses on our street, but there was lots of woods. Not quite half woods. I'd say less than half woods. More than, I don't know. I was gonna say more than a quarter woods. That feels right. I think it's probably more than a quarter woods. Yeah. Less than half, more than a quarter, but not a third. No, I could have been a third woods. I was just joking. Okay, I'll stick to this just being a straight triangle and see how that goes. Oh, we got party people outside. I was a party people once. Yeah, looking good. Looking good, party people. That's what I say. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think so too. It's really, it's helping it thrive. I turn the paper a lot when I'm doing darkening lines because when you pull towards yourself, it's much easier to get a nice straight line. I don't know why. Because I also feel like, I guess if you do this, you're tempted to curve it along the axis of rotation or whatever. But when you pull towards yourself, you're like pulling in. Yeah, I bet you that's exactly why. You like line it up. Just I did this one. Oh, these ones are so small compared to the rest. Maybe we can fix that right now. We'll just pull it out to here. Yeah. Do the same. Okay. Dog. Oh, I'll have to take a look. Okay. I had tried to draw snowflakes by hand a bunch of times and just gotten like really frustrated. Probably around like this step where I got frustrated today and had to go back around and try to fix them. And it just like, I don't know, it really like scared me away. But I spent an evening just being like, how would I make, oh, I missed this diamond. I feel like I missed all of these mini hexagons in here, so I'm just gonna back. But I looked up some photos and I just did some practice and tried to see what if I could do these again. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to do the little arms in these little guys today, darkening them, but I will darken these, like the yay arms, these guys that are going, yay, I'm a snowflake. Does anyone else see that, or is it just me? Because this looks like a little guy upside down, I guess. Hang on, I'll turn him right side up. See, it's like a little guy. This is his head and his arms, and he's going, yay, I'm a snowflake. That's what I see. Let's do. Praising the inner circle, yeah. All praise the inner circle. So there's a restaurant and its back entrance is right below my bedroom. And sometimes they're at work, right? And they're like, whatever, and they'll take out the garbage at the end of the night and they let the door slam. And I get it. I've worked places, like, who cares if the door slams at the end of the night? But sometimes it like shakes the building a little bit in my bedroom, and I'm like, oh my. All praise the inner circle. Man, I wonder, I think I'm gonna think about snowflakes and see if there's any little guys praising the middle circle, like, for the rest of my life. Dang, should I just do these things? I'm just gonna do them. We're so close. Let's just finish it off. I'm trying to, well, we'll do all the downs. Okay, that looks pretty good. Hey, Nasir, welcome. We're doing snowflakes. This is the last one we did. I put it on the screen for so fast. I don't know why I did that. And now we're working on this one.
Can I do a little behind the scenes?
Sure. And that odd foot. I think she's filming my side face.
Okay, here's a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, hold on. Let me make sure I don't have any private documents out. Medications. Oh, I do.
Medications are alright, but yeah, I didn't get anything. So this is the setup. This is what he's drawing now. Here's the camera filming, and that's where he can see the chat.
Yeah, and if like what chat is seeing right now.
Yeah. I was gonna make some ramen.
Oh yeah.
But you made that kielbasa. Was that supposed to be for me?
You want it?
I could have it, but
yeah, have
if
it.
you want it,
No, I don't care. I want you to have it.
Okay, yeah, I'll have it in my ramen. And then one more thing. Oh no, that was it.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
We have Spanish. ¿Qué es Spanish? What is Spanish? Was I speaking Spanish? I don't think so. Maybe I said lo siento. Not somebody was just talking about having a fiesta party. And I was like, a party? I do not, what do you mean fiesta party? Like, are you going to have a piñata? I said piñata. What's my problem today? This one's so high. I'm gonna bring this one down. I don't know why it's so high. It's going to change a lot over here, but I'm going to leave everything else the same. I end up almost always making like corrections when I'm working on darkening or inkening. Inkening is like darkening, but you use ink. It's also called just inking, but for some reason I call it inkening sometimes. So I have asthma, so I always have like my prescription, my asthma prescription kicking around. And like, I don't care if you guys see that, except sometimes it has my full name and address on it. I mean, it almost always has my full name, address, and like birthday on it. I don't like, no offense, guys, but that shouldn't be. I shouldn't be popping that on the internet for for nobody. All right. And this came out nice. Where's my erasy guy? My eraser's missing. Oh, I think I heard something fall. Little snowflake, I hope you had a good journey from the clouds up in the sky, and you fell a long way. Little snowflake. I feel like snowflakes fall with all their friends. And then I was thinking about coloring this one crazy colors, but now I really like it. I don't think it needs crazy colors. It could just be a rainbow snowflake though. Ooh, rainbow snowflake, that's funny. All right, let's do the elf in a big cozy chair. So let's be looking at this big cozy chair from the top a little bit so that we can see some of the cushion. The top of the cushion. And then we can like place the elf in space further back. Or way up front, right? We could have him sitting here. And there'd be lots of space behind him. All right. This used to be the chair I had in my room to use the computer. I worked at Starbucks, and one time they were throwing out these chairs, and they were supposed to throw them out. And my friend was like, "What? Are you really throwing those chairs out?" And my manager was like, "Listen, I need those chairs to be in the dumpster or like to be in the garbage area when I get off my shift, because I need to make sure they get thrown away. That's my job. What happens after that is not my job." And so I took the chair. It was nice. There was these like dark green ones. Very comfy. The arm was big enough to like use as a mouse pad. Very enjoyable. Not great for work or long-term computing. Okay. Should we? Oh man, is this crooked again? I'm always doing this. That's the straight line, and that's the 90 degrees. It's not terrible, but yeah, the back is a little crooked. We'll do the back. Maybe the bottom is a little crooked. Yeah. Okay, but that's fine because the elf is not. I was thinking about doing the back more like that anyway. I was thinking about the chair that I had. I think the back was pretty squared up. That's the center. That's that. It's funny, my bottom line is fine. And it's just like a couple of the in-betweeners. The betwixt. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of these guys again. Sounds yummy. Oh. Yeah. Oddford was in here a little bit ago. I think, Froggo, you might be a little behind. Oh no, I see, I see. I am making fried rice. That's smart. That is yummy. What's this? I'm confused because they're slamming. I always get things crooked when I'm drawing. Yeah. I don't know what mine is either. Oh, you guys are smart doing fried rice. Because like why? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I get things crooked. Because I feel like I think sometimes my head's tilted. That sounds so dumb, but I genuinely think that sometimes I'm just looking at something at an angle and then it's crooked because I'm looking at it at an angle. Oh my gosh. And this will happen at my desk when I'm streaming, especially because the phone is where my head is, because I try to give you guys the best. We were gonna do like a traditional Christmas potatoes and all that, like mashed potatoes, but then we talked about it on stream with everybody, and we were talking about how, like, is it a real meal if there's no rice? And I was like, I guess not. And so we just had rice with our chicken for Christmas, and it was definitely the way to go. So I haven't made full decisions on what's going on with this guy. I'm just kind of throwing some things down, seeing what I like. I think I like this. I made his nose take up a big part of his face and his ear. So then he has a little eye, and then the hood or his hat is kind of like okay. His mouth will be here. His other ear we won't be able to see. I think this arm's going to be holding himself up. And have a hot chocolate. Here. The hot chocolate will make a little impression in the chair's comfy cushion, but the elf will not. I think that's how I want to play that one. What the hell? Oh no. I hope that's a joke. I really lost my eraser. My little eraser pen. It's green. Sometimes it's pink. Ah, okay, I found one. No, no, it's fine. I thought so. That it only makes sense. It would be a hell of a coincidence if when we were all talking about fried rice, somebody broke in here and was like, "Hey, you got any fried rice? You, how you doing? Sorry I broke into your house. I was just wondering, you have fried rice?" Just white rice? Ah, I'll just take your TV. So are we thinking straw, or he's using a spoon to try to knock off some marshmallows? I think probably. Hmm. I think it has to be straw because I think spoon doesn't quite read correctly. And like, I think even if you do a straw bad, people are gonna know it's a straw because that's kind of what they expect. And we can have a spoon sticking out. Okay. Okay. I don't think we have to. Should we have done whipped cream maybe? I feel like this reads as hot chocolate, so I'm gonna leave it. I can't think of another way to make it. Oh, we could change this into a candy cane. That makes it look more like hot chocolate. Okay, awesome. Hmm, that's weird. It might just be another delivery van. Now we have to figure out his clothes. I'm gonna do like that Peter Pan collar, some big old buttons. Long sleeve. Oh, just regular pants. And then crazy toe shoes. Too big, too big. Yeah, I might have told this story on stream before. I don't think so. One time, so I went to school really early, compared to just everybody else in my house. I always wanted to be at school super early. Um, and there was two ways I could go to catch the bus. There was an early bus, so I was very lucky for that. Anyway, one time I get up early, I'm going to catch the bus, and I go out like the front door instead of the back door. I can't even remember why, but like it was unusual. And while I was getting ready, I had seen a car sitting in front of our house. Because sometimes I would get up early and I'd do a little homework, or I'd take a while to get ready, or sometimes I'd watch some TV. And so I'd done that, and then there was like a car parked in front of our house. I was like, oh, that's weird. And then it started snowing, and I was looking for the. Oh, this is why I went out front. I'm going to be a snow day because where I lived, even if it was just a little snow, sometimes it was a snow day. And so I was hoping for that. Um, and so I had gone outside. It had just started snowing. I had a little while before school still. And I was like, I'm going to go outside and look at this pretty snow and like see if that car is still around because that car is creeping me out. And like it's not in front of the house anymore, but they definitely saw me looking at them. So I'll see what's up. And I go outside and it had only started snowing like 10 minutes ago, maybe 20 minutes ago. And there was like a spot in the road where that car had been that didn't have any snow on it. So like they had just left. I was like, that is so weird. Like, what were they even doing? Because it felt like they were coming to our house, but then like I was like, maybe they're waiting until it's more an appropriate time, like it's people are more awake or what. So anyway, I go back inside. I'm not thinking anything of it really. Like, I mean, I'm thinking of it, but I'm not like. And it turned out, oh no. I wonder if my Wi-Fi is on. Oh my gosh. It is not. Why is my Wi-Fi off? It doesn't matter. And it turned out it was police. And they were doing an early morning search. They just asked to voluntarily search the house for somebody who had put down my house as their address, even though they had never lived there. And it was like someone my mom had known, and like so he had known my mom and put down this address, and it was very strange. The police was also someone my mom knew, so it was a very strange experience. We lived in a pretty small town. But I'm always like, what's that car doing there? Are they going to come search the house? So, oh, did I say the story on stream? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. That's what happens when you get old. You tell the same stories over and over. Oh, we'll do red for the. Oh no, we'll still do green for the pants because we'll make the chair red. Oh, nice. Good luck on your 3D printer. I hope I hope you print some cool stuff. I hope you fix stuff around the house. Well, I don't. I hope you enjoy it. That's my number one. I hope you enjoy your Christmas present. Okay, okay. Hmm. Oh no. Man. Brick red for the chair looks good, and scarlet I think we'll do. Yeah. I don't miss having a very barky dog. We had a lot of dogs that were very nice, but we had a couple dogs that were very, very barky. We had a cat that used to meow a lot. And at first he didn't meow at all. And then he only meowed in front of people that he knew. And then he meowed a lot, like as he grew up. And he would meow, hello, hello. And it always sounded like hello. And I'm like, what a weird cat. He was a good cat. I like this little guy. I was trying to think if there's any kind of way. I was just going to make the mug. Whoa, my crayon broke. You guys see that? The heck? Um, someone's revving outside, and like, it's probably to try to get the car warm, so I totally understand. It is so cold. I'm trying to think. I never had an elf visit on a shelf when I was a little kid. It wasn't a thing. I don't think we had anything quite like it. There was like something some people used to do with like not unicorn, leprechaun traps. I had heard about that. It's like the closest thing I can think of. All right. Looking good. I think we'll do the back also. Same. We're going to do another color red over top of it. to like fill it out and make it deeper. This is a good, I'm kind of following the lines of everything that I think, because I don't think we're going to really like get in there and make sure it's all the same solid color. So we might as well, if there's going to be little brush strokes, why not make them useful to conveying the shapes of things in the actual drawing. That's my, I forget when I realized, I was looking, sometimes you study the like the paintings of the guys who do really good paintings. I can't think of who they are. Like the Impressionists, especially, is someone I would study a lot. And you'll see, like, it's like some of the objects, the whole objects that they're conveying are like entire hands or entire like pieces of jewelry or all sorts of things will just be a couple of brush strokes and a little bit of color, and like it's just all an illusion. Okay. Dang, this back. There's a lot to it. Okay. We have this guy. Oh, I missed a spot. Okay. We have this guy. I think I have a peach pencil in this other pack. Let's just get him. Do my green eye. Okay. And I think let's do peach for the mug. Make it like an off-white ceramic. We'll come back and do the marshmallows white by giving them a nice big erase. Okay. The steam, like, let's go in with this white pencil. And hopefully where I left it white, that'll stay white. Even if we accidentally color over it. Okay. Dang. Okay. I should have left well enough alone. Okay. And now the red. We have just regular red. Just regular red. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. Regular red. I'm going to start Oh gosh, should we just do this all over? No, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start like where it should be darker and then work our way out. And there's all these scratches in the paper from when we were doing the snowflake. I must have gone really hard to get those lines nice and solid dark. So where the elf is and where the mug is, we're seeing like an impression in the seat, which I'm marking by making it a little bit darker in those areas. And then by having this be curved, hopefully that'll give this a little bit more three-dimensionality. Oh my gosh. When they slam that door, man, it can be scary. I'm trying to not match. I'm trying to balance wanting to get full good coverage and use the shading, use the coverage to do a little shading, and then also not have to do a ton of work with these crayons because they're just a little bit. But I'm liking it. So normally I would just do a circle and then kind of like lighten up as I get far away from the circle. But because this is so janky, you'll see that shading. So instead I do like kind of just a bunch of circles. And that helps a little bit to sort of hide. It also depends a lot on what's going on underneath. Oh yeah, I want to get this. Pull that up. Oh, thank you so much, Rocco. Yeah, it's coming together. I guess I'm almost done for this stream. It's been about 2 hours, which is usually when I cut off. So I'll finish this guy up and then see how we feel. But I'm gonna finish this guy up and then go see if there's any leftover fried rice for me. I forgot we had rice. No, I'm gonna have, I don't know, probably an egg sandwich. Okay. Oh yeah, let's do. All right, I'm liking that. Brush. Let's do brush. That's what I picked up. Okay. I'm going to switch pens for the elf. I'm using a brush pen. Actually, let me finish the chair with the brush pen, because the brush pen allows me to get some really like thick black here, for instance, where it's nice and in the back or in a corner or something like that. I think that's these kind of like loose brushstroke type, brush strokes, I think are really good for this background. All right. I'm just making some choices where I think there'd be more shadow and giving the brush an excuse to do what it wants to do, which is lay down a bunch of nice shadowy things. Which can you guys see? I'm going to zoom out a while. Actually, I think we're good. We'll switch to a... we can switch to the graphic. I was looking for... I have one that's a plastic nib. It can get really, really fine. I don't see it, so we'll switch to the graphic. The graphic can also get very fine. It's just a little bit more persnickety. Alright, I think I'm just going to do a little bit of dark brown in here for the little feet. And while we have the dark brown out, we'll do a couple of shadows. But only because it's out. Could totally have skipped this. Alright, feeling pretty happy with that. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to do these steam lines. All right. Funny little elf. All set. I'm going to call it an evening. Go have an egg sandwich. I should stop working on this because I'm done. All right, I really am going to stop. Good night, guys. Thank you so much for following. Liking if you like. Always good to hang out. This is my elf. Let me show you just the other two things I did. We did the elf today. We did this snowflake. And we did one more snowflake. Have a good night.